slide. Good?
Okay.
Okay.
Wait, am I gonna read that or?
No, you don't need to read that. Okay.
Fractions to decimal form. I can use decimal notation for fractions with denominators 10 or 100. Example number 1. I have 4 tenths in decimal form. It would be 0.4. The way that I solve this, the 4 is in the tenths place, so you would get 4 tenths. Example number 2. I have 63 over 100. In decimal form, it would be 0.63. The way that I solve this, the 63 is in the hundreds place, so you would get 63 over 100.
Okay. All right, he's got a video.
Hi, I'm Rachel, and today we're going to be going over how to turn a fraction into a decimal using denominators 10 or 100. If we have a number like 3 over 10, that's written as a fraction. And if we want to think of it as a decimal, we can say that's 3 tenths. The first number, the first digit after the decimal is the tenths place. So we're just going to write 0.3. That's 3 tenths. If we have 3 over 100, that's the number as a fraction. We want to turn it into a decimal. The first is the tenths place. The second is the hundredths place. So it's 3 hundredths. We're going to put it in the hundredths place. And then we're just going to put a 0 in the tenths place, because that's the number before 3, right? There's nothing, it's 0. If we have 30 over 100, well, that's the same as 3 tenths, right? If you reduce it, so again, that's 0.3. You can write it as 0.30. It's the same thing, 0.30, right, over 100. And you can say that's the hundredths place. But you don't need to write a 0 because it's after the decimal. So you don't actually need to have that. You can just write 0.3. I'm Rachel, and thanks for learning with us today.
Thanks, Rachel.
Welcome to Math with Mr. J.
Oh, hold on.
In this video, I'm going to show you how to convert a fraction to a
Ah, so loud.
What's going on here?
Hi, I'm Rachel, and today we're going to be going over
Excuse me. Can we not? Thank you. Okay, is this the next slide, Zach?
Yep.
Okay. Shh.
Okay.
Adrian, you can go outside if you're going to talk.
Area and perimeter. I can apply the area and perimeter formulas for rectangles. The length of the rectangle is 8 inches and the width is 4 inches. So what is the perimeter? When you do perimeter, you add up all the sides of the shape. And when you do area, you multiply length and width.
So who can tell us what the perimeter, if it's 8 and 4, the perimeter? Zoe?
32.
Is she right, Zach? 32?
Yep. Wait a minute. 16.
That's the area.
Well, that's the area, yeah.
The area, what's the
perimeter.
perimeter? Charlie?
20,
No. 24. Good.
Yep.
Okay, next one.
Okay. The length of the rectangle is 11 feet and the width is 6 feet. What is the area of the rectangle?
Ryan? 66 square feet. Good job, Ryan. He remembered the square.
Yep.
Okay, next slide, Zach. And we have another video. Is this right?
Yep.
Okay. Vocabulary.
It's the year 2060 and you're colonizing Mars. You're about to buy a plot of land, but you have a dog and you want to make sure he has enough space to run around. You also want to build a fence so he can't escape. So first you want to know how big the backyard is, and then you want to know how far it is around. To figure this out, you have to find
The area, that's the space inside. For a rectangle, its length and width are multiplied. Perimeter, the distance around the shape. Just add the sides together and then you'll be great with the area. That's the space inside. For a rectangle, its length and width are multiplied. Perimeter, the distance around the shape. Just add the sides together and then you'll be great. Yeah, here I am on Mars, trying to find out the size of my backyard. But it's a rectangle, right? So what if we cut it into squares of the same size that are 1 unit long by 1 unit wide? These are called square units. Add them all up, surprise! You got 72 square units, or feet, cause that's the unit where you use it. Who has time to count squares? Length times width is the quickest way to get there. Yeah, that's how you find the area. A nice little formula that'll take care of you. And I need to hurry cause my dog is starving. Let's find the area so I can feed Marvin. My yard is 9 feet long by 8 feet wide. I get the area when I multiply each side. 9 times 8 is 72. But here's another way for you to think it through. Basically, you take the rows and figure how many square units fit inside of those. Yo, my backyard is wide, 8 feet. So that's 8 rows with 9 square units in each. So multiply the 8 rows by the 9 square units, you get 72. Yep, you knew the area. That's the space inside. For a rectangle, its length and width are multiplied. Perimeter, the distance around the shape. Just add the sides together and then you'll be great with the area. That's the space inside. For a rectangle, its length and width are multiplied. Perimeter, the distance around the shape. Just add the sides together and then you'll be great. Now I've got my area for my yard on Mars, and there's plenty of room for Marvin to live large. But now I need a fence, cause I heard the animals on Mars could be intense. So I'll need a perimeter, the distance around my whole yard. How do you get it? Yeah, just add up the length of the sides. 9 plus 8 plus 8 plus 9 is a perimeter of 34 feet. And oh yeah, that's regular units and not units squared. So let's take a look from another angle. To get the perimeter of a square or rectangle, you add 2 widths plus 2 lengths. Here's a formula. Don't forget to say thanks. 2 times length plus 2 times width to get a square or rectangle's perimeter quick. So let's try it with my Martian backyard. Come on, get ready, y'all. It's not that hard. 2 times the length of 9 is 18. And 2 times the width of 8 is 16. And 16 plus 18 is 34. Now, if I can stop Marvin from making a dirty floor. Seriously.
That's so good. I love that.
I'm sure you've heard how Grammarly improves your writing. How to find the area of how Grammarly business help my area is the amount.
Okay. I don't know why when I hit the next screen, it plays the next video for some reason. It's strange. All right, last standard for Zachary.
Comparing fractions. I can compare 2 fractions by finding a common denominator, or by comparing them to a benchmark fraction. I can record the results of comparisons with symbols less or greater sign or equal sign, and justify the conclusions, such as by using a visual fraction model. I am comparing fractions 2/6 and 6/8. Which one is bigger? You can do butterfly method. Multiply the numerator of the first fraction by the denominator of the second fraction. Do the same for the other side.
Good. So who knows which one's bigger, 2/6 or 6/8? Mason?
6/8. Yep.
6/8 is bigger, yes, because 6 times 6 is 36 and 8 times 2 is 16. Good. Okay, Zach, next one.
I'm comparing fractions 7/12 and 9/9. Which one is bigger? The butterfly method to find the answer. So which one is bigger?
12's 9/9. Which one's bigger, guys? This one's kind of easy. You don't actually have to do butterfly method because 9/9 is equal to 1 whole. So what's bigger, a whole or a fraction? A whole, right? So 9/9 is bigger. Good job. All right, and we've got another video here.
Hey everybody, in this video, I'm going to show you how to use the butterfly method for comparing fractions. Now, when we compare fractions, the first thing we always want to do is we want to compare them to half first. Like if I have 1/8 and 3/4, and I'm asking you to compare them. Well, before we even do the butterfly method, we just want to analyze the fractions compared to half. I know 1/8 is less than half, and I know 3/4 is more than half, so I can already tell you that 1/8 is less than 3/4 without doing any other method other than that. Similarly, if I have like 3/6 and 2/3, before I do anything, I see that 3/6 is equal to half, and I know that 2/3 is more than half, so I don't need to use any strategy other than that, and I can tell you that 3/6 is less than 2/3. The butterfly method is to be used whenever fractions are really, really close together and you're not quite sure which is greater or which is smaller. For example, let's say I have 2/3 and 3/4. Okay? Well, if I'm analyzing them, I know that 2/3 is a little bit more than half. I also know 3/4 is a little bit more than half. So the butterfly method is something you can use in order to figure out which is greater. So with the butterfly method, what you want to do is compare the numerator and denominator across the two fractions. So you're going to start with the first numerator and you're going to circle it in across with the denominator. And what you're going to do is multiply those numbers. 2 times 4 is 8. And I'm going to leave my 8 over there. Then I'm going to cross multiply with the other numbers, but now I'm going to do the denominator and the numerator. Okay, and same thing, I'm going to multiply those. 3 times 3 is 9. Okay, now all I need to do is compare my products. Well, when I cross multiply, 2 times 4 gave me 8, and 3 times 3 gave me 9. And since 9 is greater than 8, you can say that 2/3 is less than 3/4 because 8 is less than 9. So that's just a little way that you could see which fraction was greater than the other. Because 9 is greater than 8, 3/4 is greater than 2/3, or 2/3 is less than 3/4. Let's try it with another one. Let's say I have 3/8 and 2/5. Okay. And I want to know which is greater, which is smaller. Well, if I'm comparing them to half, I know 3/8 and 2/5 are both less than half, and they're pretty close in size. So I know now I can use the butterfly method to see which is greater and which is smaller. So I'm going to cross multiply, starting with the numerator. 3 times 5 is, 3 times 5 is 15. And cross multiply again. 8 times 2 is 16. So because 16 is greater than 15, we can say that 3/8 is less than 2/5 because 15 is less than 16. Okay? Let's do one more example. Let's say I have 4/6 and 7/12. Okay?
Okay, I'm gonna make you guys answer. Who can answer? Which one's bigger, 4/6 or 7/12? Adri. Don't raise your hand unless you have it worked out already, okay? Emma, what's bigger? 4/6 is bigger. Do we agree with Emma?
Yeah.
Yes, because 4 times 12 is bigger than 6 times 7, right? Yeah. Good. 48 over here and 42 over here. 48's bigger.